3 p.m. Now is the time to raise our consciousness. Hi, I'm Reverend Andrew Bozeman, and this is On the Wings of Your Mind. And today is Monday, March 8th, 2021. And today we are discussing the need to elevate our consciousness. Right now, we are stuck in our animal consciousness, I guess. So we're highly territorial, dominated by emotions, and highly invested in seeking revenge, which often leads to war. And if we continue along this path, we're headed for mutual destruction between us here in the United States and any other country we get into a confrontation with. Please click on the thumbs up button, and if you haven't already done so, please choose to subscribe. Remember, I'd love to hear your thoughts, comments, questions. So if you have any, please put them in the chat box on the right side of the screen. If you're viewing this on Monday, March 8th, that is, at 3 p.m., then use that chat box. Otherwise, if you're watching at any other time, it's going to be the comment section below the video because you'll be in replay mode. And remember, as I said, to click on the thumbs up button. Okay, so this weekend, I received a message that we need to raise our consciousness to a higher level. I was reminded of something that happened over 40 years ago. At that time, the woman I was married to had an unsettling dream. In the dream, she saw me in a pond of water, and I appeared, and surrounding the pond was a circle of what she described as angelic beings who were watching me drown. My then wife, in the dream, beseeched them to save me from drowning, but they refused to help me. They told her that they were waiting for me to figure it out, and once I mastered the situation, they would be able to help me. In other words, they weren't going to lift me out of this, whatever it was I was in. They were waiting for me to lift myself out. Finally, in the dream, I did. I overcame the situation and began to rise above the pond. And as I rose, the angelic beings lifted me up and flew away with me. It was quite a dream. One can never really know what a dream means, you know? If anything, it's a guess. So I must admit that sometimes I am pretty dense when it comes to dream interpretation. But over the years, some things have dawned on me about this dream. You know, often in dreams, water represents emotion. So the pool I was drowning in was, as closely as I can figure it, the pool I was drowning in was a pool of unbridled emotions, my raw and probably negative emotions. Because at the time of that dream, I was so caught up in the culture of sex, drugs, and rock and roll that I was totally immersed in the world of emotional reaction. I mean, I was so up and down, it was like a roller coaster ride. And then again, as the years passed, another thing that has dawned on me, and is actually at this time, the reason why I was reminded of that dream, because it had faded away, way. But because it wasn't just about me, I was simply a representation of humankind drowning in the flood of emotions that we live in every day. Things that are urgently important and earth-shattering one minute might be superseded in another minute by a crisis, another crisis. You know? We're in love one minute, then we're angry, and then we're joyful, and then we're depressed, and then we're laughing, and then we're murderous, and then we're crazy. crazy. No wonder we feel like we're drowning sometimes. It's because we are. We are. We're drowning in war and turmoil and conflict and despair and anger and resentment and revenge and jealousy. All that. All that negative energy is all around the world. The world is immersed in it. The world is a reflection of our consciousness. It's not coming out of nowhere. It's coming from us. All this negative energy is coming from us, from the human beings on this planet. We are bringing ourselves and our planet to ruin through our own destructive, negative emotions. It's us. You know, according to the metaphysical guru, let me bring him up, Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard, he's in his book, Feeling is the Secret. He says the world and all within it is man's conditioned consciousness objectified. Consciousness is the cause as well as the substance of the entire world. So it is to consciousness that we must turn if we would discover the secret of creation. Neville Goddard. Our consciousness can bring us into a world of light and color and joy and peace and harmony. It's capable of doing that. How? By using the tools we have available to us as spiritual warriors. Remember, we are individualized expressions of infinite intelligence. So we have the power to turn it all around. A simple tool we have at our disposal when we find ourselves in stressful situation that can calm us down immediately is the three-finger technique. Remember that? Remember that? You push the thumb and two fingers together, and it immediately calms you down and brings you into the present moment. Remember, the present is the point of power. The present moment is the point of power. And you affect everything around you. Don't forget that. You affect everything around you. So when you get calm, the situation around you should get calm along with you. You are that powerful. You are that powerful. So what we need to realize is that our power is being turned against us by us as we continue to allow our minds and consciousness to run roughshod over us in an emotional free-for-all. You know, there are beings waiting for us in the higher realms of consciousness, waiting to help us, but they don't want to deal with us until we get our act together. They're waiting to help us go on to higher pathways, infinite pathways of existence. This physical plane is basically just a practice field for younger souls. This is kindergarten, to get our bearings and learn how to stop running into walls with our heads. Help awaits us at a higher level, but we must get ourselves under control. Right now, we're just too erratic with our power. We're a danger to ourselves. We're a danger to everything around us. And we're like that dream where I was drowning in a pool of emotional turmoil. We're all drowning. We're all in it. So, how do we elevate our consciousness? Well, we can start by getting quiet and asking for help. Some call it praying. For instance, infinite intelligence to guide us, asking for help from infinite intelligence to guide us. We also need to understand that it's imperative that we actually learn how to meditate. That is the power. That is where it's at. Getting quiet and getting down within our center. Eventually, it is only through meditation that we can consciously go within and learn to listen to the guidance that will take us higher. We must learn to quiet our minds and our emotions and our judgments. Once we have begun to contact and connect with the peace within, the work of learning to control our minds is going to get a lot easier. So the first step First step, get a timer. Okay, you're smart, and your smartphone uh, already has a timer as part of the clock. If it doesn't have a clock, then you could download one from the App Store. So you get your timer, set it for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Then sit down in a quiet spot, turn on the timer, and stare at a spot on the wall or an object in the room that you like. But that's it. Just stare at it. And then breathe. 1, 2, 3. Concentrate on your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out, then count to 1. Breathe in, breathe out, then count to 2. Breathe in, breathe out, then count to 3. And do it silently. You don't have to do it out loud. Breathe in, breathe out, and count to 4. Continue doing that, counting your breaths until the timer goes off at 2 minutes. So how far were you able to get without your mind wandering? Usually, early in the game, you're not going to get to the full 2 minutes. But don't get to 2 minutes, do it again tomorrow. Don't get to 2 minutes, do it again tomorrow. Just keep doing it until you eventually get to the 2-minute mark of counting your breaths. Every in and out, full in and out, is a breath. Keep starting it over until you make it to 2 minutes. And once you get to 2 minutes, you're ready for more. Boring, yes. Difficult, yes. But it's also a powerful discipline. You're building a powerful discipline that you're going to use very well later. Remember the movie Karate Kid? The discipline building exercises were not fun. In fact, they were like totally off base. But they worked when we finally understood what they were. So when you can successfully count your breath all the way up to the 2-minute mark without your mind wandering, then you're ready for 5 minutes. And when you can do the 5-minute mark without your mind wandering off to other matters, you will have accomplished an amazing level of discipline. 95% of the world cannot do it. At least 95% of the Western world cannot do it and will not do it. But when you do it, you're on your way to changing yourself and eventually the world around you. Remember I was telling you several sessions ago that there's a theory that if 1% of the population can mentally work together in meditation, they can dramatically affect the other 99%. Only 1%. So are you ready to help build a mental army of 1%? Huh? You're a spiritual warrior. Let's talk more about it tomorrow. In the meantime, let's close with prayer. Thank you, Infinite Intelligence, for bringing us all together in this life so we may become spiritual warriors and joining the work we have come here to do. Thank you, Infinite Intelligence, for bringing us into this space of awareness and a deeper understanding of ourselves and our relationship to life and infinite intelligence. Thank you for showing us who we really are. We open our minds and hearts to the truth of our being. We are the children of God. We are individualized expressions of infinite intelligence. And because we are part of the greater whole, we are beginning to understand our value to the continuity of life on this planet. And as we become channels of your power, infinite intelligence, we can feel your presence within ourselves and within our lives more and more. We know that as we feel your presence within our lives every day, we will rise because we are no longer cut off from you by being immersed in the darkness of fear, anger, and the pain of unforgiveness. So we are now restoring our connection through the grace of forgiveness, knowing that as we learn to forgive ourselves for the pain we have caused to ourselves, and as we learn to forgive those who have inflicted pain upon us, our lives will grow stronger, our connections will grow stronger, and our lives will grow happier and healthier and more prosperous. And for this, we are truly grateful. As above, so below. As within, so without. And so it is. Amen. Well, thank you for watching. Remember to click on the thumbs up button below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, questions, comments. You can place them on the comment section below. Remember, we'll be back tomorrow to talk more about how to raise your consciousness. We need to raise our consciousness so that those powerful beings, those benign beings who are here to help us can better do it. Because down here on the physical level, we're a danger to ourselves and everybody else. So let's take it higher. Take it higher. All right? In the meantime, my name is Reverend Andrew Bozeman, and this is On the Wings of Your Mind.